Now, you should always have at least 2 of these numbers saved to the side for your company, okay? So let's just say consulting. So depending on what type of consulting it is it public relations, engineering, industrial design, management, utilities management, well, other management consulting, marketing. This is another one that I use, 541613, marketing consulting services, okay? Or this one, other scientific and technical consulting, but not the chemical side, because it'll give you other definitions of what it can be, common keywords, but this is what I will put it in. All right, so now that we have the management, because I am managing companies, okay, I am managing a company. So other management consulting services, 541618. No, it's not administrative or general management, no. Professional or management developing training, possibly. So again, you want to always marketing consultant, professional organization. You always want to have more than one number set to the side for what it is you do. Again, my favorite one that I use is this one right here. Professional, scientific, and technical services. That's the one I use. This one right here. Okay. And then I will figure out which one that is pertaining to me, because I was an architect, interior designer. This is the one I used to use 16 years ago. Okay. So again, look, this one here, 541611, 541618. So figure out which one works best for you, but you have to have that to put inside of right here. You have no choice. You must put it under professional services. Okay. All right. You have to have it. And then you go ahead. 54 is the first number of this NASDAQ. It starts with the 54. Then with the Secretary of State, it's going to ask you to pick whatever subject that's closest to what services that you offer. So I'm just going to use marketing as an example. All right. So I ask you to put an address, city, Albany, Georgia. Okay. Oh, and I need to put, what is it going to be? Is it going to be limited liability? Is it going to be LLC? So you have to have that on the end. Okay. Then I'm going to hit continue. Now, this is the part that you want to make sure. I was talking about registered agent. No, you don't want it to be an individual. You want it to be your registered agent's information. They will give you the address, business email. Okay. Filer certificate signature right here. All right. Again, be careful. Don't put individual as your registered agent, so you don't have to have your personal information here. You want it to go to the registered agent, any business information. Okay. That's how you file it. They will then in turn give you, as you guys see at 15, because I have multiple LLCs, they will then give you a receipt for your LLC. I don't mind. I'll go into it real quick. All right. They will give you a receipt. So this is the receipt that you'll get that you paid for your annual, for your registration. So you need to keep that information. That is part of your records. You don't want to lose it because, again, it shows that you paid. And there's only one state, if I can remember, which is Pennsylvania. You only have to pay one time for LLC. But if you don't pay it, they'll charge you all these additional fees on the back end. So now that you have filed for your LLC, now you have to wait before you go to get your EIN number. You want to make sure that they have approved it for the state. I'm just keeping it real. Some people will get an EIN number first. No, that's not what you do. That's not what you do. No, ma'am. No, sir. Don't do it. You wait until you get the paperwork back, incorporate your LLC before you apply for identification number. That is the social security number to the business. Okay. So now that you are here, they will only allow Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time, for you to apply for an EIN number, tax employee identification number. So you'll go here, please read. Okay. Now, unless you are putting your name for banking purposes only, that is the only time you will use sole proprietor. Here, you're going to go with an LLC. You click continue. Please read. I know what it says, but please read. You're going to put your company name. All right. You want to pick the state. Now, let me make sure you guys understand something. If you open up an LLC in another state as a foreign entity, because you currently have an LLC, you need to get an EIN number for that state. And if I were you, I would get an ID for that state. If you have more than one member, that's a partnership. So in this example, I'm gonna hit Georgia. Now, this is where you classify for tax purposes. This is what separates the company from you. Otherwise, the LLC will operate as a sole proprietorship. You need to fill this out. The 8832, please read. All LLCs need to make sure that they classify themselves so they can have a separate entity. And this is the 8832 form. Now, why would you do this? Because if you end up making over $50,000 a year, you want this in place so you don't have to pay self-employment tax. The other portion, and again, check with your, I'm not a certified CPA. Make sure you check with your CPA, but this is what you will want to fill out when you are filing for your EIN number, okay? So again, please read. Hit continue. You're starting a new business with the LLC. Now, if this is your name, LLC, first, last name, LLC, it's a new business. If it is sole proprietor, meaning it's not an LLC, it's your first and last name, and you're doing it as a sole proprietor, it's for banking purposes. Did you hear me, Teresia? It's for banking purposes. First, last name, sole proprietor, banking purposes. If it's an LLC on the end of it, it's your first, last name, LLC, starting a new business. And then you just go ahead and complete with all of the pertinent information with the business address. Do not put your home address on this form at all, not for mailing. You do not fill out this for a holding. No, check with your tax person. When it comes to holding, you don't fill out an EIN number at the moment in time unless it's going to be classified. Me personally, I would not put an EIN number on my holding company, especially the Fanpreneurs is trademark. And the holding company holds the Fanpreneurs trademark. So we cannot do business with the name, meaning we don't have any banking that's being done with the holding company name because it holds the trademark. The LLCs that are under the holding company has the EIN numbers, which holds the 8832 form for tax purposes, because that's where the money is going through the other companies, and that's where we're doing our payroll through. Our holding company doesn't do our payroll because it holds our trademark. Again, please get with your CPA. You may have other reasons why you may want to do it that way, but for us, our trademark attorney wanted our holding company to not have an EIN number because of our trademark. Now, if you don't have a trademark, then you don't have to worry about it. You can go ahead with the EIN number.